it's Holly with Ivy Co-Creations, and today is another 14 Days of Christmas layout. Now this layout, I decided to just go hog wild with frames. I really just wanted to do something that involved a bunch of frames, and I pulled out all of these pretty basic, I think they're just like cream or olive colored frames, and I sprayed them with Postbox Red by Dylusions, and then I used Black Soot, Distress Oxide, and Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide, and I'm using a Ranger metallic one, I think it's called Pewter, to try to get some splatters of silver because it leaves this beautiful silver finish. And the spray nozzle doesn't spray anymore, so I'm trying to shake it around and get some on the nozzle itself, and then I just started like dropping drops on it. And then my daughter decided to come and help me, so she is my little helper in this video. So it's a bit longer than usual because she wanted to scoop them out, and I liked the way that they looked, and then I decided that I wanted to do a couple more, and so I just did the same colors again. We did Postbox Red. She loves spraying them, so I let her do it. Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide. Postbox Red is Dylusions, and then I threw some scattered straw over top just to get the oxide like chalky kind of finish happening. I need to find a dark Dylusions green to get that beautiful dark type of color. And so I'm trying to get this silver out, and eventually I got it all sorted out. And I wanted a grid layout, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was playing around with it. I had 5 photos, and I didn't want to do like a in a row kind of type deal. And I have a couple things from the Warm Wishes Vicki Boutin collection, which is from this year, and so that's where the deer came from, and the tag, I think, but everything else is all old. And I ended up going through a bunch of ephemera that I had still laying around and pulling out a bunch of different things, and I matted all of my photos up on white cardstock. I find white is the best for doing these Christmas layouts. I really love it. So once I got everything down on white cardstock, I decided that I was going to put this circular frame around this cute little photo of my son, and I just taped it down and cut around it to give me a photo in a frame. And then I just really wanted these things to sit haphazardly. I didn't want anything too straight. I wanted it to look like a grid, but I didn't want it to look like measured or precise. And then I kind of changed my mind after. And you know, I glued everything down before tucking, so maybe tuck first then glue. But you can really see the beautiful shine that you get with the Tim Holtz Distress Mica Spray, and it's brushed pewter. And then I went looking for ephemera to tuck in, because what I wanted to do on this layout was use up all of this random ephemera. Like, I've got sweaters, and I've got a snow shovel, and I've got a pair of ice skates. Like, when am I gonna use this? So I just decided to go through the ephemera and pull out all these random bits and try to create a layout with all of them. So I had these tags, these 2 tags, and I had this paper twine, and I just unraveled it and stapled it to the tag as the ties. And then on the one below my journaling, I just stapled where I wanted it to lay so that I could tuck my little journaling spot in there. And I eventually get all of these pieces down, and I like the way that it turned out. It's very clustered, but grid at the same time. I went through and found these beautiful gold, like not floral, but greenery pieces, and I pulled out a bunch, and I kind of just embellished each little photo cluster, and just ended up filling in gaps. Then I eventually used the Tim Holtz dies. I think it's called Winter Greenery, and it's got a bunch of dies in it that have like pine tree branches and cedar tree branches and stuff like that, and greenery. So I just die cut it out of dark green cardstock and decided to tuck. And I tucked and glued everything down, created little clusters, and just made everything look really red and green. So very winter-like, with a nod to Christmas. Because this was winter, this was not Christmas. And I really liked the way that this turned out. It was so much fun to make it. It took me a long time though. It took, I let it sit for a solid day. And I don't know, I just got lost and I didn't quite know what I was going to do with it. But in the end, I think all the pieces came together rather nicely. Please check out the description box below for everyone who's going to play along with the 14 Days of Christmas. We are getting down. We're a week away from Christmas now. And so I'm excited. Is anyone else? Let me know.